So Amazon offers to pay college fees of 750,000 frontline U.S. workers. This is a Guardian story. Amazon is the latest big U.S. firm to offer education-focused perks to workers after Walmart, Target, and Kroger. The company, which is investing $1.2 billion in the scheme by 2025, said it would cover the cost of college tuition fees and textbook for U.S. hourly staff after 90 days of employment for as long as they remain at Amazon. Amazon is now the largest job creator in the U.S. We know that investing in free skills training for our teams can have a huge impact of hundreds of thousands of families across the country. In May, Amazon said it would hire 750,000 workers across its warehouse and delivery network in U.S. and Canada. The company hired around 500,000 staff last year. Thoughts on this? I have an opinion on this. I'm curious to know what you guys think about this.
Yeah, I think it goes to show exactly what I was saying before. Like Amazon, you know, the idea behind becoming like a factory worker was it was, you know, a good job, but it's an entry-level job. It's a job that you move up from. And, you know, even we talked to Vanessa, who was one of our producers here, that the Amazon jobs, you know, they $17 an hour, and then you go up to $17.25. You work your 12-hour shifts. So if the idea for them, I don't think that they would outprice their own labor. The idea of college, or in theory, a college education or higher education, is to make you worth more in the job marketplace. So Amazon's not going to make itself its own employees more expensive. I think this goes to show what they think more than anything, what Bezos thinks of modern education, where, you know, he needs more disciplined employees. He needs employees that are clocking in, clocking out, listening, they're being obedient. I think that our modern education system doesn't breed thinkers and entrepreneurs. I think it breeds factory workers.
Okay. Adam?
And he wants them to work in the factory. You know, well, look, I don't have such a negative twist on this. I think it's impressive that, or whether it's PR, whether it's for the good of society, whether they want a more educated workplace, whether they want them to be obedient, whatever it is, the Amazons of the world, the Targets of the world, the Walmarts of the world, the Krogers of the world, I think this is a net positive for people, educating them, paying for their school. They're not graduating with debt. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
The question here, we kind of brought this up earlier, is this might attract talent, but will this keep the talent? I know you could take the reservation, but can you hold the reservation? So what's going to happen to these people? They work for them. They go to school. They become, you know, get a degree in whatever, economics, psychology.
Accountability is going to be the challenge.
Are they going to stay with Amazon? Are they going to stay with Walmart? What are you going to do?
It's a form of accountability. So in the military, when they give GI Bills, a lot of guys will be like, shit, I'm not going to go to school, but I have to take 12 units for me to get my $1,200 a month, right? And guys would take the 12 units and never show up, but the military would keep paying the check because the requirement was the 12 units, not the grades. They didn't give a shit what your grades were. They cared the fact that you just show that you have 12 units. So Amazon's going to have to figure out a way to have an accountability system. I don't know what that's going to look like. I don't know if they're going to require a GPA passing or using it, abusing it. So eventually someone's going to get pissed, and they're not paying much bullshit. They're not doing that. But in reality, that guy wasn't he was trying to use, it's going to end up backfiring on these guys in the next 2 years. Let me go to the next section.
Yeah.
Here's the second part. I think it's a great idea. The fact that they're doing it, awesome. That's part of capitalism. Let a company be willing to create a social program for the people rather than putting it on the taxpayers that don't need to pay somebody else's problem. So Amazon is saying, look, we'll take care of the social program. Amazon becomes a small little government that's taking care of the employees. Check, phenomenal job. Third, the company across the street that hires warehouse workers, he's getting screwed because he's going to have that tough conversations with his employees, and they're going to come up to him and say, hey, Amazon's offering me full ride scholarship. If I go there and do that, I had a 2.0 GPA. No one ever gave me a full ride scholarship. Now I can go and say, I got a full ride scholarship from Amazon. Kind of sounds cool, right, to be able to say that. If you're willing to give me the scholarship, I'll stick around as well. The guy's like, dude, I can't get. They just raised the minimum wage to $15. I can't afford to pay you $22,000 a year for schooling. That means a $35,000 your employee officially become a $57,000. I can't afford that. I just can't. Listen, Johnny, I love you. You have no idea how much I love working for you, but dude, I'm going to go get that job at Amazon. So elimination of competition at the highest level. All right. Again, capitalism, competitiveness, fine. Here's what I would do if I was Amazon, though. There's no way in the world if I'm Amazon, I'm sending my guys to other universities. No way. I'm going to start an Amazon university.
Yeah.
I'm going to go recruit 1,000 professors and teachers from other universities, giving them 10% bonus on top of what they're doing, maybe a 20% bump. If you're getting 80 grand, I'm going to give you 96. If you're making 60, I'm going to give you 72. If you make it 100, I'm going to give you 120. Come to Amazon University. I would gradually start recruiting the best professors away to work for Amazon University. That would be the strategy on what to do. Then from there, it is what it is. Because at this point, what are you going to be doing? These people are still going to go out there. So the challenge with that is, are you going to be able to pull universities at all these different places? It's going to be tough because it's physical. It's not like they can travel to a place to be at the headquarters, do an online university. Is that what's going to? So that's the kind of challenge. But I would do my own university, not the other way around.
The devil's in the details too. You're right, because maybe this is a military type situation where you're not getting it done when you're working at Amazon. Maybe you have to guarantee Amazon 8 years to get them paid off or something. Maybe it's like a 10-year. If you're with Amazon for 10 years, you're going to pay it off. I don't know the details of it, but I have a very, very hard to believe feeling like you're right. I have, like, you could go to Pepperdine for $75,000 a year, and Amazon's going to pay for that, or are they going to have like a select?
It has to be a system of accountability. Go ahead, Kai.
Pat, also one thing that I was thinking about was obviously what's the one thing that Amazon has had a lot of trouble with the last times we've mentioned them in the podcast. Obviously, maintaining people, having them work there long enough, and not burning through people. So
high turnover.
I quickly looked up what is the average tenure for somebody at a fulfillment center. Want to make any guesses?
1
1 year.
months. Oh, was it that long?
How long?
Yeah, 1 year.
Really?
They were saying that
Wow.
was it. So if you're looking at 90 days, that's what, 3 months of just before you can even be eligible. At that point, it's a competitive advantage of keeping them staying there longer than a year, because college is what, 3 to 4 years. So if they can bump up that rate, then obviously you're paying pennies on the dollar to keep people working, because training someone in the hiring process is what often costs a lot of money. So if you can avoid that money's made up on the back end.
And that's another great point Kai just made. 3 to 4 years college. It's really 4 to 5 if you're going full time now. So if you're working full time in Amazon, college might take you 6-7 years.
Yeah.
Kai, you might want to turn that off. I don't know if you did or not.
They're not letting you go, is what you're saying. You're going to be there for a while.
I just don't think Jeff Bezos is the most altruistic human being on earth. I see an ulterior motive.
He's
here.
better than Stalin, though.
I don't know.
No, Stalin was better than him, apparently.
I don't know if I even go there, because, like, let's just say I think he's so logical that he's like, this is going to cost us a couple $2 billion. Screw it. We'll write it off and we'll use it as marketing cost and marketing out. Instead of advertising, we're going to use this. It's fine. We can afford it. I think he's so logical that, like, even the guy never got the gift of gab. He comes off after going to space, comes back and says, I just want to thank all the employees for funding this. You paid for all of this. It's like, okay, if there's a million different ways to word it, that was definitely the one way you shouldn't have worded it, but it is what it is.
But it's
Fire
not
that
just
speechwriter.
Amazon. It's Walmart. It's Kroger. It's Target. All these major warehouse-type factory companies that are employing ridiculous amounts of Americans are following suit, right? So there's something
that's great.
I think it's great.
What I'm trying to tell you is I think that's great, because anytime capitalists create social programs, that lowers taxes, because the capitalist is taking the job off of that and they're doing it themselves. If you left it alone, this would have happened by itself anyways. If we had a flat tax, imagine if we had a flat tax, okay? Flat tax 10%. If we had a 10% flat tax, we give that to the government, let's just say for military, and everybody else keeps another 15%. What the hell do you think banks would do with that, or these companies would do with that? You think they're just going to sit on the cash? No, it would be so competitive that people would be forced to have universities, childcare, daycare, all these other activities.
That would be amazing if there was a flat
It would
tax.
happen.
Steve Forbes ran on that
but people
1996.
in America still believe that government employees, politicians, use money better than people in private business do. So it is what it is. They trust politicians with no experience in business to spend your money better than the people that actually ran business that do it on a daily basis. It's fascinating.
What the
to
hell's
think
going
about.
on
Did
here,
I ever
Pat?
tell you my? Did I ever tell you
lose my shit.
my education reform idea that got me kicked out of a brainstorm meeting with
that?
Christie? There was a big problem with this thing called Abbott districts in New Jersey, where low-income, high-risk schools get an insane amount of money. But it's really just a slush fund. It's just like, so, a general contractor will donate, $10 million to a campaign, and then, Newark Shabazz School needs a new pool. It's $30 million. Who gets the contract? The contractor, right? The pool doesn't even get filled up because there's an insurance issue. There's a giant pool in Newark Shabazz that doesn't even work, right? It's a long story. The average student in New Jersey, when I was there, was like $17,000 a year, and Abbott districts were like $36,000 per student. And they were like, okay, let's brainstorm ideas. Like, how can we do education reform? You know, bring the cost down, but not hurt the students. Because the whole point of the Abbott district was it was supposed to help these students. But after like 30 years of twice the money, the graduation rates had actually dropped in the high-risk areas, Trenton, Camden, Newark, right? So they're going back and forth, do this, do that. And I literally just said, why don't we just give the money to the kids? If you graduate, you get $20,000. That's it. Give the money. And I got laughed out of the room. I was like, what? It's a scholarship. Give it to them in a scholarship.
Yeah.
Give it to them. If you're going to spend this money on the kids, give it to them. It'll circulate back in the economy. That they won't know what to do with it. I'm like, I feel like the way to incentivize these guys, they're making more money on the street.
I just so you know, I wouldn't do it the way Amazon's doing it. Mine wouldn't be the way they're doing it. The way I would be doing it would be a tier system. Here's what my tier system would be. You come back with your grades based on the GPA that you keep and maintain. It will be a tier system. You may make more than others do. I may pay you more than what your minimum was. Mm-hmm. So if a person is doing better at a university with better grades, I'm going to pay you maybe $5,000 more per year than the other person that's not. I'm not going to do it this way. You first get the results, then you get the money.
Like a meritocracy.
You don't give them the
Amazon.
money and then you get the results. That's an accountability nightmare.
Like
you
a
just
First you get the money,
When
then
you-
you get the power,
No, it's
then you
like-
get the education.
When you were a kid, I'm sure you guys did
always
it too. If
thinking
you got
about
an A, your dad gave you $5. If you got a B, your dad
Power
gave you
hungry,
$1. If you got a C, your dad gave you a whooping.
So if you enjoyed this little short segment from the podcast that we did, here's another short segment to watch. Or if you want to see the entire podcast, click over here. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.